Many years ago, I worked with a couple who owned a business, and their goal was to go to St. Petersburg, Russia. They had a friend there that they wanted to visit, and they also wanted to go to the Hermitage Museum and the other beautiful historic sites over there in St. Petersburg. But they kept putting it off. They kept saying, someday we're going to go, someday we're going to go. And when I pressed them, they said, Chris, I don't know if we can go. I don't know if we could leave our business for 2 weeks. I think it would fall apart without us. But I helped them develop systems and processes so the business would not fall apart without them, and I encouraged them to schedule the trip, which they did. They finally went to St. Petersburg for 2 weeks, and when they got back, their business had actually survived without them. Listen, if you have a business that you cannot leave for even a week or two, if it doesn't run without you, you don't really have a business, you have a job. You need to create a business that can work just as well with you there as it does without you there. And that is the essence of step 4 of the 10-step turnaround, create accountability. We want to create systems and processes that hold your team accountable whether or not you show up to work. That could give you the freedom you deserve to have a great work-life balance and to be able to travel the world. So let's give you today an overview of what we talk about in step 4 of the 10-step turnaround. The first thing we do is we document processes. Listen, if how to serve your client is just this long list of things inside your head that no one else knows about, when the client shows up to your business, they're going to all be asking you questions. Hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? And maybe that'll help you feel needed and complimented, but that's not the way to run a business. Document the best way to serve the client. Document how to offer predictably awesome customer service every single time. Write it down in checklist form. Then when the client comes in for that service, train your team. Hey, this is what you do. This is how you offer service A. You do steps 1 through 10. Service B is steps 1 through 7. After you've trained your team on the process, if they ask you questions, say, hey, check the process manual. Look at the process. What does the process manual tell you? And over time, they'll stop asking you and start consulting with the process manual. This is one of the geniuses behind the best-selling book, The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. If you haven't read it, you should. He talks about how to create a business that runs without you by documenting processes. The next thing we talk about is an organizational chart. Every business needs to have an org chart. Even a one-person business needs to have an org chart. And if you are a one-person business, if you are the only person in your business, your name is going to be on every box of that org chart, from the CEO down to the janitor and everywhere in between. But then as you grow your business, of course, you're going to hire other team members and they're going to fill in those boxes. You're essentially going to take off your hat every time, one of the many hats you wear every time you hire someone, and you're going to give that to another team member and train them on that new role. But you need to have an org chart because that basically gives you the roadmap for how to go to wearing 15 hats to wearing just one hat, and that's the CEO. The next thing we do is we establish KPIs for team members. KPIs are key performance indicators. We encourage our 10-step turnaround clients to develop 3 to 7 KPIs for each team member. 3 to 7 goals for them to accomplish. Goals that are measurable. And every quarter, you should have a performance review with your team members to talk about those KPIs, whether they're on track, off track, whether they crushed them, whether they're falling short of them, and what you could do to help them out. Obviously, if you have a team member who is consistently missing their KPIs, a change might need to happen. They might need to either improve or be let go. And that's part of the system of accountability you need to create in your business. Next, we develop a system of rewards and bonuses at your business. You know, nothing motivates people more than money, except some people aren't motivated by money, are they? They're motivated by things like extra vacation days or vacations or other perks and rewards. Whatever motivates your team, you gotta find it out and you gotta use it to your advantage. Some bonuses are given on an individual level and some bonuses are given on a group level. For example, at my business, a while ago, we set a goal to improve our profit, to increase our profit by $100,000 over a 4-month period of time. And the reward for doing so was an overnight ski trip up at Silver Mountain in Kellogg, Idaho. Well, we crushed that goal and we went on the overnight ski trip and it was awesome. And I think that goal was very motivating for our team because it was a super fun reward that happened at the end. So find out what motivates your team, whether that be cash bonuses or trips or rewards or extra PTO days, and come up with an awesome goal. And if that goal is achieved, give the reward. Next, in step 4, we build a consistent meeting schedule. Every business needs to have a consistent meeting rhythm. There should be some meetings that you're doing daily, some weekly, some monthly, quarterly, and even annually. For example, at my business, every morning between 8:51 and 9 o'clock, we have what's called our MIT meeting, MIT stands for Most Important Task. And every person, we basically go around the room, and every person in the room reports on two things. Number one, what is today's MIT? What is your most important task you're going to accomplish today? Not 7 tasks, what is the most important task? And number two, did you accomplish yesterday's MIT? You can see how that kind of system would help create accountability, because every team member is committing to the rest of the team, hey, I'm going to do this one thing today, and I'll let you know tomorrow whether or not I accomplish that. That is obviously something that can help improve the accountability within your organization. Listen, when people are accomplishing challenging goals like losing weight or going to the gym or overcoming an addiction, they almost always need accountability. They need other people that they tell that goal to, and those people help them stay accountable. You need that in your organization as well. You need goals that are set, goals that are known, and a system and a process to hold people accountable to achieving those goals. If you do that, you will create a business that will truly allow you to leave for 2 weeks to go to a place like St. Petersburg, Russia, or another place that you've wanted to go to. I know it's harder to go to Russia now, but another place throughout the world, and come back and realize that your business ran great without you. In fact, just a few months ago, I visited 4 continents during a period of 6 weeks. I visited places in the United States, Australia, Europe, and Africa. And when I came back, my business was still running great, even without my involvement. So if you feel like you're constantly chained to the desk, if you always have to show up in order for your employees to work hard, you need to create accountability. You need step 4 of the 10-step turnaround.